Just a few weeks before he was sentenced to prison for strangling his sister, Mom star Nathan Griffith was arrested for driving under the influence after getting into a fight with his wife. As per a police report that the U.S. Sun exclusively got on June 1st, at around 7 p.m., Nathan, 35, and his wife were called for a disturbance between a male and a female, as they were having an argument at Miami Beach. The police report stated as follows: the car was in park, and the driver was seated in the driver's seat when the officers observed him. The stench of alcohol was coming from the defendant's person and the inside of the car, according to the officers. The defendant exhibited slurred speech, glossy eyes, and a flushed face indicative of a person under the influence of alcohol. May Oyola, his wife, informed the police that she saw the former Teen Mom 2-star consume multiple alcoholic beverages that day, both in person and over FaceTime. Nathan first complied with the police requests to complete a variety of field sobriety tests. They claimed that he failed to keep proper balance when conducting the walk and turn on one-leg stand test and was unable to listen to instructions provided by officer prior to conducting the testing. After being taken into custody, the former MTV star was taken to the Miami Beach Police Department. But it said that Nathan turned hostile and violent during the ride. The defendant was combative and irate during the transport, striking the back cage of the patrol vehicle with his forehead. The cops also claimed that he refused to get out of the car at the station so that he could give a breath sample, and that he persisted in refusing to do a breathalyzer test. They discovered an empty bottle of Tito's vodka inside a black bag in the passenger side floorboard after thoroughly searching his car. The floorboard on the driver's side held the bottle's cap. Nathan faced charges of driving with a knowingly suspended license, refusing to submit to a blood alcohol test, and DUI. Just last week, in Las Vegas, the celebrity and baby daddy of Janelle Evans' 9-year-old son Kaiser was taken into custody on charges of severely beating his elder sister, Heather, who was lodging with him. His sister revealed in a devastating interview with the U.S. Sun that Nathan's excessive drinking is having severe effects on everyone around him, as well as on himself. On July 12, Nathan was taken into custody at his sister's house in Las Vegas after he allegedly attacked her out of intoxication. He was accused of strangling his girlfriend in that incident. "He tried to kill me," his own sister, Heather, said in reference to her sibling. She stated that he had been residing with her and her spouse, who was Nathan's acquaintance from their military days. "Nate made the decision to start drinking as soon as my husband left because he had been dry for at least a week, and my husband was going out of town yesterday. That is when everything began, including the threats. You know who isn't at home to defend you," he added to me. "He forbade me from leaving the house. He came across the kitchen and he started doing what he does to all women. He started choking me," Heather added, alluding to another of Nathan's charges this year, which also occurred in Florida in February and involved domestic abuse by strangulation. Nathan's Florida accusations were eventually withdrawn because the victim refused to cooperate with the authorities who were conducting the investigation. "He told me I was going to die, tossed me on the ground, and got on top of me, that he intended to murder me. Between his attempts to induce a blackout, during which he choked me, I cried out, 'Nate, I'm your sister. How can you do this to me?' 'I don't care,' he replies. 'You're going to pass away.' Finally, when he stopped choking me for like the 5th time, I put my knees to my chest as best as I could and kicked him across the room and ran out the door." Heather claimed that initially, she made an effort to see if the father of 2 might not be arrested by the authorities. "At first, I attempted to see if they wouldn't even arrest him, to simply let Veterans Affairs remove him, but they told me they had no choice because of the severity of my marks. They claimed that they couldn't just give him a slap on the wrist even if I had stated that I didn't want him to go to jail. They insisted that he be sent to jail right now. They instantly took him into custody. Seeing your younger brother go through that is really difficult. However, when he put his hands around my neck, he didn't seem to care about me. Regarding her personal, immediate future, Heather stated that Nathan's arrest for domestic abuse has resulted in the automatic issuance of a temporary restraining order. Heather felt that her relationship with her brother could have been fatal, even though she struggled to have him taken into custody.